Weddings are supposed to be about love, about promises, about two people starting their life together. That's what I thought mine would be. But instead, it turned into one of the most humiliating days of my life. All thanks to one joke my fiancée decided to make in front of her bridesmaids. A few weeks before our wedding, she had a bridal shower and bachelorette weekend with her friends. I wasn't there, obviously, but one of the bridesmaids, someone who's been a mutual friend of ours for years, pulled me aside later and told me something that's been haunting me ever since. Apparently, while they were drinking and laughing, my fiancé said, "If he cries at the altar, I'll burst out laughing." Honestly, I might even turn around and say, "Man up, everyone's watching." And then she giggled like it was the funniest thing in the world. The bridesmaids all laughed, too, except for the one who told me. She said she felt bad, because she knows how much the wedding means to me, how emotional I've always been about marrying the love of my life. She said she couldn't keep it to herself because she thought I deserved to know. When I heard that, my stomach dropped. Here's some context. I've always been an emotional guy. I cried the day I proposed. I cried when we picked our venue. I even teared up once just watching her try on her wedding dress. To me, crying at the altar wasn't just likely. It was inevitable. And I thought it would be okay. I thought she'd find it sweet, maybe even romantic. But now, I had this image in my head. Me breaking down in tears during our vows, and her laughing, rolling her eyes, humiliating me in front of everyone we loved. I couldn't get it out of my head. I confronted her about it. I said, "Why would you tell your friends you'd laugh at me if I cried at the altar?" Her reaction wasn't relief that I cared so much. It wasn't an apology. It was annoyance. "Oh my God, who told you that?" she demanded, instantly defensive. "That doesn't matter," I said. "What matters is, did you say it?" She rolled her eyes and admitted, "Yes, but it was a joke. We were just joking around." "Do you really think I'd embarrass you like that on our wedding day?" "Yes," I said bluntly. "Because you said you would," she scoffed. "You're overreacting. You always do this. Take everything so literally. It was just a joke. My friends know I don't mean it. But the thing is, jokes usually come from somewhere. They have a seed of truth. And even if she was just joking, it told me something about how she really sees me. As soft, as weak, as someone she might mock in front of her closest friends. The weeks leading up to the wedding, I couldn't shake it. I kept imagining standing at the altar, heart on my sleeve, tears streaming down my face, and her smirk spreading as she turned to the crowd and said something cruel. I started pulling back, emotionally. I stopped talking about how excited I was. I tried to harden myself. I told myself, "Don't cry. Don't let her have that power." Then the wedding day came. The ceremony began. I stood at the altar, waiting, my heart racing. When the music shifted and she walked in, looking beautiful in her dress, my throat tightened. I felt the tears coming, the way I knew they would, and in that split second, I fought them back. I clenched my jaw, stared straight ahead, swallowed every emotion I wanted to let out. I forced myself to smile, but I refused to cry. Our friends and family probably thought I was just nervous. But the truth was, I was terrified. Terrified that if I showed 1 ounce of vulnerability, she'd turn it into a joke. The ceremony went smoothly. She didn't laugh. She didn't mock me. But the damage was already done. Because instead of focusing on the vows, instead of cherishing the moment, I was focused on protecting myself from the woman I was about to marry. That night, after the reception, when we were finally alone, she said, "You didn't cry. I thought for sure you would." I looked at her and said, "Yeah, I didn't." She smirked. "Guess I should have placed bets with the girls." And that was it. That one line confirmed it. She really had been planning to make a joke out of it. We went on our honeymoon, but I couldn't shake it. Every time she laughed, I wondered, is it at me? Every time I opened up, I wondered, will she mock this later to her friends? A month later, I told her I couldn't do it anymore. She was shocked. She begged me to reconsider, said I was throwing everything away over one stupid joke. But it wasn't just one joke. It was a window into how she saw me. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Because marriage is supposed to be about respect. And if the thought of your partner crying at the altar makes you laugh, maybe you don't really respect them at all. So, yeah, she thought it would be funny to tell her bridesmaids, if he cries at the altar, I'll… But for me, it was the moment I realized I deserved someone who would hold my hand, wipe my tears, and love me for showing them. Not someone who would turn my love into a punchline.